How's it going, everybody? Alright, so, past 2 days, of course, I was cruising around on Netflix like I do, trying to find shit to watch, and, I found out they have, two movies by fucking Walerian Borowczyk, I think his name is. He's a Polish dude with a super duper Polish name, and I don't really, I'm not entirely sure how to pronounce it, but I think it's Walerian Borowczyk or whatever. I'm like, I've heard about it. Like, I'd heard about his movies both through like people and whatever, and also like like internet sources and stuff like that. I'd heard about like one of his movies called Immoral Tales, which they have on there, you know, and yeah, I was pretty excited to see that. I was like, oh shit, on Netflix, I'll check it out, you know. And it turns out, because like everybody talks about like his movies like they're like just super duper art kind of movie. You know what I mean? Like they're like they're not. They talk about his movies like they're not kind of 70s softcore porn like what they are. You know? So I was super excited to see this fucking movie, and like they are good. Like they're not like simply just like movies about tits, even though like they're really like inhabited by tits. But like anyway, I was super excited about this, and like I don't know if I can watch. Let's do fucking Immortal Tales or Immoral Tales, right? So I start this fucking thing, and it's what it is it's like it's four vignettes of just like different scenarios in which people get naked and like bang and stuff. That's pretty much all it is. Like, it is very cool though. Not so much the first, like, because the first vignette is like there's French people. They go to the beach, and some like the girl gives this dude a kind of like uncomfortable looking blowjob while he talks about the ocean. I was kind of like, is this what I'm in for the whole time? Like, is this really what Immoral Tales is? Because I heard there was a spooky Elizabeth Bathory episode in this, and there is. I'll get to that in a minute. But like the first one's kind of boring. It's like, whatever. Like, if it meant anything, I didn't get anything out of it. So either like I just missed something and it's like worth a rewatch, or it was badly communicated or whatever. Like the second one, it's called Teresa the Philosopher. It's been like 2 days since I've seen this, so my shit's already a little sketchy about it. I should have done this video like right after I watched these, but anyway, Teresa the Philosopher is about some lady who gets in trouble for coming home late from church. So she gets locked in this room for like 3 days, and she fucking finds all this porno in there, and she whacks herself off with a zucchini, and jumps out the window and gets attacked by a guy, like an old guy in a trench coat in like a field. That's pretty much what it is. So it's like, this one's pretty cool though, for like a number of reasons. Like the first one is like it draws these kind of like sweet parallels between like ecstatic religious experiences and masturbation, which is that's kind of fucking cool. That's the kind of shit I'm into. You know what I mean? Like, well, not, well, I don't know. You know what I'm talking about. It's like, like when you draw this kind of like sweet, like weird, like mystical parallels about shit. Because like she's super duper Catholic, and she's in there like doing like the whole like Stations of the Cross thing, and she's all like really excited about that kind of stuff. And but then she finds all this porno, and like they kind of like like this sweet like 1920s like French postcard style like porno, and yeah, she gets all like frisky about it, and she's fucking like whacks herself off fucking with a zucchini. But like while all that's going on, it's like they do this whole like juxtaposition thing of like all her like various like religious books, and like her in church like jerking off this giant candlestick and all this like weird shit. So like it equates to like masturbation equals ecstatic religious experiences, which is fucking cool because on like a number of levels. Also, there's a movie that came out like 10 years later called The Company of Wolves, and you can definitely tell that the first scene in that movie is like directly inspired by the Teresa the Philosopher vignette and Immoral Tales, like the way it's shot and stuff like that, and just like because it's all like a bunch of weird close-ups and like they do a whole bunch of like strange shit. So like that's a very cool thing. If you haven't seen that movie, fucking see it. I should probably talk about that movie in a video. I think I will watch that and fucking talk about it. It's one of my favorite films. It's awesome. But anyway, third vignette is the Elizabeth Bathory one. Oh my god, this. Like if you're down for some 70s nudity, like this is the vignette for you. There's like, it just starts out people fucking in a hayloft in like 1610 or whatever. There's like a baby screaming and some apples, and then they go to Elizabeth Bathory's castle, and there's just fucking naked girls running around like showering and stuff for a whole bunch of time. And to the point where it actually kind of gets boring. You know, I'm like, okay, you know, keep going, you know, what's next? Show like the murder part, you know, because I was expecting like, because you know, Bathory, she takes a bath in blood and stuff, to, you know, or that's the rumor. Anyway, but like, yeah, she so it's a ton of naked girls running around in this weird castle, and taking showers and like soaping each other up for like a long fucking time. It's like, I think it's the longest vignette because it takes fucking just forever to get done. But yeah, like it's a fun one though. It's probably the prettiest one because like after that's done, then they'll go into this room, this like weird room with like, it's like black and red like walls with like a giant like crazy bed in the middle of it, and the chick who plays Elizabeth Bathory comes out with like this weird like dress with like all these fucking like pearls and stuff, and it's weird because you think they're just gonna get up to like some like spooky lesbian fun time in there, and it's like, okay, you know, nice, all right, if that's what you're into, you know. But she comes down the stairs and like these fucking women just suddenly just like freak out and they start pulling all the pearls off her dress and like eating them, fucking like sticking them in places where they shouldn't go, and like you know, everybody's fucking freaking out, and it's but it's really cool. It's like really well shot, like it's real pretty, and it's like from the standpoint of color theory, it's like really interesting because like the like there's this whole like just panic like frenzy with these girls like freaking out in there. And like it starts out like just like the contrast of like these chicks are all like super French, so they're very like Caucasian, you know what I mean? They're like extra fucking pale, so they're like standing in front of these like stark like fucking black and white like walls, and they're like super, or black and red walls, and they're like super pale and stuff. So it's like just a good like visual contrast in there. And then but like, you know, the color theory part of it would be like, you know, you got the black down there that's like the calming like influence of it. Like they're like all just kind of in this room chilling out until she comes in, and they fucking freak out and frenzy and like start going crazy and doing crazy shit in there. And like then like that's where the red happens. Like it's kind of like the heightened fucking ecstatic experience of like going all crazy on these like weird pearls on this girl's dress. So that happens. So yeah, and then she somehow she gets some blood. I imagine like because she's got this weird page that like looks kind of like a little boy, but it turns out to be like her lesbian girlfriend. And I think she murders all those girls with a sword, so Bathory can like do her blood thing, because then they show that then she just fucking like jumps in this tub full of blood and starts fucking like wiggling around in it and like getting blood all over her boobs and stuff. And it's pretty cool. I dig it. You know, it's another cool scene, like just color theory wise, or like, you know, because just like the weird like contrasty like colors of all the shit that's going on. It's very cool to look at. But yeah, that happens, and then they fuck, and then somebody some guards come in, and they stick Elizabeth Bathory in a fucking bag and carry her away, and it turns out that her girlfriend like turned her in for murder. The end. Yeah, that's pretty that's pretty much how that ends. But like that's probably the prettiest vignette, and then like the one after that, it's supposed to be about Lucretia Borgia, and she just like all it is it's like her, and she goes to the Vatican and she fucks her dad and brother, and then she has a baby, and they baptize it. But like, and I don't know. Like I could see what they were doing because like throughout the whole thing, there's like a guy like preaching about how shitty the church has become and stuff, and like guards come in and like take him away, like while she's doing all this weird like crap up there, and they definitely they do like a Babylon parallel, which is kind of cool. Like at one point, like she gets on this fucking like she gets on like this like chair with like I think they're called palanquins. I think it's like that chair with like the little sticks coming out so people can carry her around. And like they're carrying her around the room. She's like wearing this Pope hat and shit. And I don't know. It's cool, but it's kind of whatever. I don't really like that one. The Bathory one and the Elizabeth the Teresa the Philosopher are both fucking. They're both like I could have left the rest of the vignettes out and just had like a 45-minute movie of just that, because that would have been very cool. But yeah, but catch this one if you can, because I have a feeling it's on Netflix right now. But, like it's super super dirty, so I have a feeling like some people are gonna fucking complain. They're gonna have to take it off streaming. So like if you're looking for something to watch with a whole fucking ton of 70s nudity and just some like weird uncomfortable sex shit, then there you go. Yeah, so